Watch Mojo. Wow, it has been a while since I've checked this channel out.
Same.
But there's
started losing respect for them after a while.
I did too. Here's the thing: like, whenever you like, they have 25 million subs. They average like bukus of views on their videos. They don't really need us. But there is a reason why we are checking this video out specifically. As some of you know, well, most of you know, like, if you're fans of the geekdom as we are, you're now well aware of the fact that Akira Toriyama, famed mangaka and creator, passed away earlier this month. As a matter of fact, right at the start of this month on March 1st, and that's... And when we heard about this, we both heard about it, and I remember I messaged you, and you told me, like, you know, like, apparently it was like way earlier this month. It was like almost a week ago. And then I messaged Chad, and Chad didn't know. And I told Chad, and Chad was like, "Are you freaking kidding me, dude?" Oh. And Chad was just, like, at a loss for it, because...
I think out of the three of us, he's still the biggest fan of Dragon Ball. So.
Well, I'm still a fan of Dragon Ball, but Chad bases, like, some of his stuff off of Master Roshi.
See, I'm still a fan of Dragon Ball in the way I'm still a fan of Blink-182. I'm like, it's the first one, you know, it's the first thing I ever saw. It got me into... Like, Blink-182 got me into listening to music. Dragon Ball got me into watching anime.
Let's watch the top 10 iconic Dragon Ball moments by Watch Mojo in honor of Akira Toriyama. Here we go.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable scenes and moments from the Dragon Ball franchise.
Piccolo's sacrifice.
The passing of Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama has been a devastating blow to the anime, manga, and video game communities. His impact on these mediums cannot be overstated, and without him, anime may not have the worldwide appeal it does to this day. From Dragon Ball to Dragon Quest, Dr. Slump to Chrono Trigger, his works will live on in the hearts of fans for eternity. Thank you, Akira.
I actually got a copy of Chrono Trigger up there, man. I got it not too long ago.
I have it on Steam. So.
Toriyama. Number 10. Goku defeats King Piccolo. Dragon Ball.
I will never stop until I've defeated you.
Arguably the strongest foe that Goku faces as a child is King Piccolo. The vile Namekian battles the young fighter as his previous opponent Tien Shenhan watches.
I have you now!
However, after Goku proves surprisingly strong, Piccolo resorts to taking Tien hostage. This allows him to break or injure nearly all of Goku's limbs. We say nearly because Goku's right arm remains unharmed. King Piccolo is confident in his victory, but Goku manages to propel himself using a Kamehameha to punch straight through his opponents.
It's time for your terror to end!
Not only is this a brutal and creative finish, but this moment also marks the birth of Goku's rival and later ally, Piccolo Jr. Number 9, Father-Son Kamehameha.
Yeah, like, I wasn't
Dragon
as big
Ball
of
Z.
a... Like, I know there are people who like Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball Z.
Chad's
it's
one of
more
them.
of like an adventure thing.
Chad's one of them.
But, I mean, where I'd watched Dragon Ball Z first, like, Dragon Ball didn't quite have the appeal of the same reasons I was watching Z, you know? It's like Z was just the ridiculously epic like levels of like power and stuff, and just watching the dudes fly and fight and like do things that I'm just like, what are they gonna do next? They've already done things like they're so fast people can't see them and stuff like that.
Well, and here's the thing about it, like,
but that finisher though,
yeah,
it was awesome.
It was. For me, I watched Dragon Ball Z all the way through, and then I went back and watched Dragon Ball. And I enjoy Dragon Ball almost as good as Z. Now, here's one thing that never dawned on me until someone explained it to me. Imagine you're one of the biggest fans of Akira Toriyama's work, and you've watched all of Dragon Ball, like all 100 plus episodes of it. And then the new series starts, and it reveals that, oh yeah, Goku's not just a mysterious monkey boy who lives in the mountains. He's a friggin' alien!
Speaking of finishing moves,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to tell what I would have said
of
with
memorable
the
ones too.
context of just the
Now
first
you
show.
die.
Well, it's impossible. It's impossible to, like, take yourself, like,
In the finale
into the
of the
concept
Cell
of that and
saga,
just...
Gohan is engaged
Oh,
in
yeah.
a beam struggle against Cell. The green monstrosity is stronger than ever after his resurrection.
Is this
and
when Cell's
Gohan
finally
can
beaten?
only use
Yes.
one arm.
Yeah, this is the
However,
one thing
with
I never
some
actually
coaching
got to
from
see.
his late papa
Really?
Goku,
Yeah.
Gohan delivers a Kamehameha that overcomes
I saw
Cell
basically
and
everything else in the
vaporizes
Cell
him for
saga
good.
and the Blue saga, but I missed the episode where he actually killed Cell. I just had to have somebody at school tell me what happened.
Anytime multiple characters
And then
do a
Vegeta came
Kamehameha is cool, but the fact that one of them is a ghost and it's done to defeat a big bad as Cell ensured that fans
To
would
be honest, I thought you were whistling the fucking... like...
No. It's Piccolo's, or not Piccolo, but Vegeta's piano theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work as well as a whistle,
No.
unfortunately.
much like how the Halo theme sounds like absolute ass on like an acoustic guitar. And that's that.
It left us hungry for more.
Oh.
Enough to eat a horse, in fact. Number 8, Goku's Goodbye, Dragon Ball GT.
Do we have to count GT? Toriyama had zero inclusion in Dragon
Yet
Ball
again,
GT.
like, this is the kind of thing that's the reason I don't watch Mojo anymore. I don't respect them. They do things like this that I just don't agree with on their lists. Like, they put things on the list that have no business being on the list they're on. They do things that are just in an order that's just like...
Toriyama
you could have literally looked at statistics and told that you gave the wrong answer to this.
As a matter of fact, okay, I remember the last Watch Mojo list that I watched. It was when me and Drew reacted to like the top 10 bassists, like Davies' video talking about like how Watch Mojo had the top 10 bassists of all time, and me and Watch Mojo, like, I actually called it because Watch Mojo is a Canadian company and they are so adept at just putting over Canadians over everybody else. They do this shocking. I know, right? The Canadian publisher puts over Canadians over everyone else. Basically, I made a prediction that more than half, less than, if it's like when I'm pick number 7, I'm like, if they have Geddy Lee as number 1, I'm gonna call shenanigans. And lo and behold, who was the number 1 bassist according to Watch Mojo? Fucking Geddy Lee from Rush. Jesus. It's almost laughably predictable. Also, me and Drew both said the exact same thing as well. Whenever they got to like number 2, we were both me and Drew both looked at each other and be like, "Where's all the brothers at? You don't have a single black bass player on your list, Watch Mojo?"
So they didn't even put
They didn't put Bootsy Collins. They didn't put Nathan Watts. They didn't put. They did put Victor Wooten.
I was gonna say
Victor Wooten's number 1. They put they didn't.
Besides Geddy Lee, apparently.
Well, no, me and Drew put. Well, okay, Davey put Victor Wooten as the real number 1.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I meant to say.
I can agree with that.
Davey put him, but he put in Larry Graham. He put in Jaco Pastorius. He put in Billy Sheehan. He put in. Basically, he agreed with the list all the way up till number 5 or number 4 or 5. I can't remember. and basically just he put his list up. Cliff Burton was up there. Cliff Burton, I think, was number 6. And I agree with it. I love Cliff Burton. He's one of my favorite bassists ever. But anyway, sorry.
GT gets a lot of flack, but we'll give it this. It knew how to do an ending.
I have more crazy relatives than I'll ever know what to do with. And they're all heroes.
In the future, after all the other Dragon Warriors or Z Fighters have passed on, we see Goku's granddaughter Pan at a tournament. She spots her grandfather in the crowd, and while she loses him, we follow Goku as flashbacks from throughout the Dragon Ball franchise play.
Grandpa? Let me through, please.
After seeing how far we've come, the narrator assures us that should the world need him again, Goku will return. The dub even has Goku signing off himself as he flies away on Nimbus, power pole in hand. The franchise has come full circle. While we did meet again, we couldn't hope for a more fitting ending than this one.
Once again, Toriyama had no part in GT. So the fact that this is
I
included
guess you could
is just,
argue that GT wouldn't exist if Toriyama hadn't wrote the rest of it. So.
Probably. GT shouldn't exist. I know that they're... Okay, the baby arc is fine. The baby arc is okay. I like the baby arc. It's cool. But outside of that, name me one thing. Name me one redeeming quality about GT.
Till we meet again, guys!
My redeeming quality I can name you is that I haven't
Number
watched it.
There you go.
7. The first Kamehameha.
This was
Dragon Ball.
badass.
In the annals of anime attacks, the Kamehameha is among the most iconic, which is why its debut all the way back in Dragon Ball remains close to fans' hearts. Goku and company call on Master Roshi to put out a fire on Fire Mountain.
Now watch this. It's the Master's Kamehameha wave.
While the old man appears doddering and incapable at first, Roshi soon bulks up and lets loose his famous beam attack, putting out the fire and destroying the mountain. Goku is quite impressed and decides to try it out for himself, managing it easily, and the rest is history.
He destroys Bulma's car in the... I remember right after that, Bulma's just like, Goku, what did you do? Oh, so good.
Trunks slices Frieza.
Oh,
Dragon Ball
iconic.
Z.
That's a good one.
You're about
Oh,
to
this
find
is
out
so
what it's like
good.
to fight a real Super Saiyan. And I'm not talking about Goku.
The introduction of Trunks into the series is among the most impactful and memorable
Yes.
in the show. Frieza has arrived on Earth, his dad in tow, and seemingly stronger with his cyborg modifications. But then Trunks shows up, a mysterious youth with a sword. Not only that, but he's Super Saiyan as well.
Excuse me. Is this yours?
Boom goes the dynamite.
After tanking a massive attack from Frieza, Trunks tosses an overly dramatic shot at the Space Emperor, only to surprise him from behind with his sword.
Hey, Frieza! Huh?
Gotcha.
Watching Trunks turn the franchise's
yeah.
biggest villain to this
It's
point
because of
into
the way they
mincemeat
shot it.
instantly
Yeah.
It's why it
The
was so
split
cool.
frames.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
made an impression. It also made fans everywhere
Turn him into
immediately
cold cuts.
label him
No,
as
not-
one
not
of the
the way they
coolest
shot it, but the way they
characters
drew it,
ever.
you know?
Yeah.
Number 5, Vegeta's Sacrifice, Dragon
This-
Ball Z.
It's like, even if I forget a lot of things about the show over time, like, that's always going to be stuck in my head. Just that view of Frieza just fucking,
His view
you know,
just like
splitting. Yeah.
Yeah. This right here was showed Vegeta's true growth as a character because he actually cared about his son. It was unbelievable. It showed that Vegeta actually was a better father than his own father.
Vegeta is a character defined by his pride. After once again turning to evil in his attempt to surpass Goku, Vegeta finally returns to his senses during the battle with Majin Buu. He bids farewell to his son, Trunks, even knocking him out to prevent him from fighting. Even Piccolo telling Vegeta he'll go to hell isn't enough to deter him.
You, on the other hand, have spent your life in pursuit of your own selfish desires. You've caused too much pain.
He also
When you
killed
die, you will not receive the same reward.
Also, Vegeta literally earlier in this like arc just murdered like thousands of people in the arena just to get Goku to fight him. So,
Oh well, so be it.
With one last blast, the Prince of All Saiyans makes one final atonement in death in his attempt to kill Buu.
Trunks, Bulma, I do this for you. And yes, even for you, Kakarot.
This may not be the end for Vegeta, but it does mark a major turning point for his character, at last becoming a proper hero. Even the narrator came back to pay respects.
And so, one of the Earth's greatest warriors has vanished in a blinding flash of light, having made the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of his loved ones. His name was Vegeta, a proud Saiyan prince.
Number 4, Goku and Vegeta's
Yeah.
Beam Clash.
yeah,
Dragon Ball Z.
this was so epic
There are
for the
beam
day,
struggles, and then there's this. Vegeta and Goku's first battle is loaded with
Kaioken
iconic
times
moments,
3.
but this is easily the one everybody thinks of first. Goku goes all out with Kaioken, which puts his body on the line, managing to overwhelm Vegeta.
This shouldn't be happening. I don't understand. I am a super elite. Now he's sealed his fate. This planet is history. I'll destroy everything. Everything. Do you hear me, Kakarot?
Insulted that a lower class foe has injured him, Vegeta decides to blow up the planet with his Gallic gun. With no other option, Goku fires a Kamehameha to meet it.
Gallic gun! Oh no! If I knew this was going to happen, I would have eaten more pizza and ice cream!
Yajirobe.
Goku pushes his Kaioken even further to come out on top, in this exchange at least. The image of their two attacks meeting is burned into Dragon Ball fans' brains,
Yeah.
like Vegeta's anger at Goku.
Times 4.
No! Goku! Times 4!
No. I will never. Okay, I will never forget. Like the first time I saw like the Dragon Ball Z abridged version of this, it was like they're in the midst of the struggle, and then Goku goes, "Kaioken." No. Like Vegeta, he's like, no. He's like, times. No. 4. And then the beam blast catches it. Like goes up to Vegeta. He's like, no, 4.
Yeah.
And then later on, it catches up to him in the upper atmosphere, and he's like, fuck, son of a bitch.
I still can't remember that much from Abridged on account of the
good.
brain damage. And the brain damage. And the brain damage. It's actually just the memory disorder. I don't have actual brain damage as far as I know. I hope.
But yeah. Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. This was...
Number 3, Gohan's Super Saiyan 2
That was big.
transformation, Dragon Ball Z. New transformations always make a big splash. Gohan's battle against Cell looks dire as he's thrown against the cyborg Bugman with little preamble. And when Cell unleashes his brood of Cell Juniors against Gohan's friends, the young fighter can only watch.
Please, drop your restraints. Protect the life I loved. You have the strength. My scanners sensed it. Just
Let it
go.
An emotional speech from Android 16, hoping to inspire Gohan, takes a dark turn as Cell stomps on the cybernetic man's head, killing 16. Turns out that was enough to push Gohan over the edge.
I won't watch this anymore!
So that right there was one of the shots that they put into the Toonami intro all the time. Too.
Yes. Also, this is one of the also Bruce Falconeer's score here. I thought was perfect. It's okay. I like the original. It's okay, but Bruce Falconeer's it just adds another level to it and makes it more epic in my opinion.
With a haunting cry and plenty of tears, Gohan reaches Super Saiyan 2. With the crackle of lightning and the drying of tears, we know that the son has surpassed the father, for the moment at least.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ultra Instinct,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super. The Tournament of Power has plenty of hype moments, but the one that literally broke the internet was this one. Seriously, multiple streaming sites went down.
Goku's done it, hasn't he? He's finally achieved it.
Yes. During Goku's fight with Jiren, our hero is on the cusp of mastering Ultra Instinct, a technique that allows him to dodge attacks effortlessly. It's the whole attacking back part that Goku struggles with. But as Jiren aims to wring Goku out, the Saiyan fighter's power continues to rise, and he eventually starts hitting back with his aura and hair taking on a divinely shimmering light.
This is the true power, complete in all its majesty.
As far as modern Dragon Ball goes, it doesn't get much more hype than this. That's why we have to go back.
This is Autonomous Ultra Instinct!
Yes.
It's got to be the Frieza saga for number 1.
Well, of course, it has to be his transformation.
Like, if
Frieza
it's
saga.
anything that's not in the Frieza saga, then, like, I can't agree with it.
Well, it's his Super Saiyan transformation in the Frieza saga. Has to be number 1. Has to be. It is the most iconic moment in all of Dragon Ball Z history, or all of Dragon Ball history, period.
Yeah.
As much as I love Ultra Instinct, I remember, first time seeing this and just being like, whoa, that's wicked.
Yep.
But the first time Goku goes Super Saiyan is literally just such a moment where you remember where you were when you first saw it.
It's so built up. Like,
yes.
It's built up so well beforehand. Like, for so long. Because, like, Frieza's, talking about it being a fucking myth.
Yes.
Like, from the moment they start the arc, pretty much.
And then...
Vegeta's talking about how he thinks he already is one. Like, Goku's like, maybe I actually could get there and stuff like that. And they just mention it. And then there's the other guys that, like, when they initially see Goku's power level, they're like, this might be the Super Saiyan. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
And then when it actually happens, and it's just like, that's it. Holy shit.
I will say this, the one for me, it's Vegeta's diehard, just desire for Goku's, Goku to ascend to being a Super Saiyan. And Vegeta, it shows Vegeta as a more vulnerable character because Vegeta starts crying and telling Goku about how Frieza took him away from his father when he was just a boy, and this is all he's been raised to be. And he said the one thing he wished for more than anything was for someone to become a Super Saiyan, and if it isn't me, I want it to be you, basically. And he basically, when Goku's on his last legs, he sees Vegeta in his mind, and Vegeta basically tells him, it's just you are the last of us, Kakarot. You are the last of the Saiyans. Do not let this be our end. And basically just gave him one more boost of energy, but then it was Goku seeing his longest friend person that he cared for so much just turned to dust. And that was it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Goku
Has
goes
to be.
Super Saiyan,
Knew it.
Dragon Ball Z.
Has to be.
When it comes to anime transformations, Super Saiyan is arguably the most iconic of all, and the debut rocked the Dragon Ball fandom and is still making waves decades later. Goku and company believe they finally
Like,
defeated
even after
Frieza.
all the other forms have come out and like the Ultra Instinct and stuff, people still joke to this day about like, oh, he's going Super Saiyan,
Yes.
like stuff like that, you know. So it's obvious.
Yes.
It's like the one thing everyone thinks about when they think of the show now.
No doubt about it.
If you think that your little friends can escape me, you're sadly mistaken.
Unfortunately, they're wrong. The evil tyrant reappears and kills Krillin.
Frieza, stop this!
But first he blows a hole straight through Piccolo. That's the first thing that happens. Then he does this to Krillin.
Help me!
The death of his best friend sends Goku into a rage so great that his power skyrockets. The weather changes, and his hair turns golden.
And his eyes turn green. And there it is.
Frieza isn't dealing with the average Saiyan warrior anymore, and fans weren't dealing with the average Dragon Ball either. This is peak Dragon Ball. What's your fondest Dragon Ball or Akira Toriyama memory?
Vegeta. Okay, that one's more iconic because of the line reading, not because of like the moment itself. Also, it was not everyone who tells it. Okay, it was not Christopher Sabat who did the original reading for It's Over 9,000, the one that became the meme. It was Brian Drummond. Everyone forgets about that. Everyone always, like, they always ask him to say It's Over 9,000. Like, they always ask, like, Chris Sabat to say It's Over 9,000. It wasn't his version that became the meme. Still, though, it is awesome to hear him do it. But just, Brian Drummond's just like, It's Over 9,000!
Yeah.
That's so good. Also, Brian Drummond's scream when he realizes that Gohan stole his Dragon Ball on Namek. It's just like, I'll get you for this! You won't escape my wrath! It's just, oof. I felt that.
Let us know in those comments below.
It's over 9,000!
You used the wrong one, damn it.
Yeah.
9,000? There's no way that could be
Did
right!
you enjoy?
Damn it.
It's not as good as the original.
No,
for sure.
no. It's over 9,000. Ocean dub. Yes. Brian Drummond's version. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the real version of this.
What does the scouters say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What?
Yes.
9,000?
Over 9,000.
Yes.
9,000. What? 9,000.
It's over 9,000!
That's how that worked in the YouTube poops and stuff too. A lot of times. It was definitely that version. That was
Yes.
in.
No, that's the version that was the meme. Like, as much as I love Chris Sabat. All right, I've met Chris Sabat. He complimented my Scottish brogue. I love him to death. But this is the ideal version, and also, yeah. It's when he realizes Gohan took the Dragon Ball, and then just everything goes to hell.
Funny thing is, this never quite hit me like you say it does for you.
Well, it's just the scream, dude. The screams are just so like high pitched and just like are just visceral.
I'll get you for this! You won't escape
It's pretty good, yeah.
And then imagine hearing that echo through the canyons of Namek whew.
There's a different Scream in a different series that was the first anime Scream that I really, like, kind of feel that same way about. But completely unrelated.
Stay tuned.
You're all mine! Yeah. Just, I love Brian Drummond's version so much. Yeah. This is the Vegeta voice I started with and love. Yes. As much as I love Chris Sabat, I prefer Chris Sabat's performance overall, but there are some moments that you just cannot get away from where Brian Drummond just kicked it up to 11. Personally. That's just me. So yeah. Those were the top 10 moments from the Dragon Ball franchise. The only one I would really get rid of is the one that's in GT. That's it. That's the only one I would get rid of because Toriyama had zero input on Dragon Ball GT and dislikes Dragon Ball GT so much because of that.
I think that I would actually I think that I would have to give it instead to probably as stupid as it sounds, Yajirobe cutting off Vegeta's tail.
That's actually really nice. I like that one.
Because like that's a moment that just like much like Trunks chopping Frieza in half, it's just burned into my brain.
Just all of a sudden Yajirobe and then the tail separated from Vegeta.
Because like I had even forgotten about it when I was recently watching Kai to see what Kai was like. I had forgotten for a minute, and my brain was like, yeah, this is where Krillin cuts off his tail with the Destructo Disc. And I was like, no, wait, he jumps the Destructo Disc. I remembered that, like, last moment. And I was like, Yajirobe's about to fucking get him. And I was like, yeah.
I remember.
Like, get fucked. It's like
I remember
the one good thing he's ever done, pretty much. Like, awesome.
Okay. I remember in the freaking... oh, God. In Abridged, Krillin throwing the disc, and Krillin just like Vegeta's giving a big speech. He's like, and just know there is nothing that you can do. And then Krillin throws it, Vegeta jumps it, and then he comes back down. He's like I said, nothing you can do to stop me. It's like, and then you just hear Krillin go, God damn it! And then Yajirobe doing it as well. It's just like because. It's the most dire circumstances. Like, Vegeta's won. Like, all he's doing is toying with Goku after, like, beating the shit out of him. And then he's won.
And Krillin and Gohan are out at that point, too, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, they're trying to fight back, but there's nothing they can do because he's just so damn big.
Yeah, they don't match up to him at that point.
And then all of a sudden, Yajirobe, just out of left field, just... And it's because Yajirobe's power level was so small that he didn't notice it.
Detected him coming.
And then also Yajirobe, when in the abridged version, whenever he lands, he goes, running.
He says something fucking funny whenever he does it in the show, too. I can't remember exactly what he says. Something like, all right, it's up to you now, bye. Like, basically, or something like that. I can't remember.
When did I do that? Oh, my gosh. So good. Anyway... Yeah, so what Dragon Ball moments stick out in your mind? From the original, from Z, from Super, not from GT. But what moments really stick out in your head? I'd love to hear it. But
oh, I know what they fucking missed. I would give it to it over Yajirobe's tail. It's right at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. It's fucking Goku holding Raditz still while Piccolo blasts through the both of them. That's one of the most iconic moments. Like, that's the one that they should have had in place of that GT.
Makampo Sapo! Oh, so that's how you say that.
So just do it! You know?
Just do it! My ribs are broken! Oh, gosh.
But wait until I move out of the way, okay?
Sure thing, Goku.
You gotta wait until I move, right? Oh, God!
Oh, everything hurts.
So I do remember that bit from Abridged at least.
So, alright, everybody. So, let us know what y'all thought. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.